Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to TalTech. I'm Alexander. I'll be your host during next 2 days of the orientation course. We're very happy to see you here, all starting your studies with us. In following days, we'll have different kind of presentations. We'll go through very useful information and learn more about each other, about university and your studies here. Now, without further ado, I'd like to give a floor to the rector of Tallinn University of Technology to address you. Please meet and welcome Professor Tiit Land.
Hello, good morning, tere hommikust. So I just said hello and good morning in Estonian. So first of all, I would like to welcome you very much. I would like to welcome you very warmly to Tallinn University of Technology. And also I would like to welcome you to Estonia and of course to our beautiful capital of Estonia. So studying abroad is an incredible experience. I know it myself very well because like you, I have been also a student. Otherwise, I could not have become a rector of the university. So I myself have I went to study abroad. That was some almost 30 years ago for 3 months, but I stayed 16 years. So having done my PhD studies and also started my research career in Sweden and also in the United States. So I would just like to give you a very short introduction about Estonia. So I know that many of you are first time in Estonia. So can those raise hands for first time in Estonia? Wow, almost everybody. I would say I'm a natural scientist. I'm a biochemist, so some 76%. So anyway, yeah, you are first time in Estonia, but and I know that you have traveled from very different countries, which is what we expect at our university. We would like to have broad internationalization, and this is what we also see here. So, but anyway, so Estonia, the country where you have come, is up in north. It's a very small country. Our population is just 1.3 million. Those of you who are coming from India, for example, this is like an average village in India or in China, or average city in Europe or United States. But having a small country, we have shown that small countries can be very successful in very different ways, but for that we need to be open country, and we need collaboration, we need internationalization, what is also we very much value here at the university. And of course, you can wonder if 1.3 million people, if this is so small population, but we have a luxury having higher education in our national language in Estonia, and actually one of our constitution of the Republic of Estonia also gives us we have to, universities must give higher education in Estonian language to preserve our national language and also our culture. And once again, this doesn't mean that we are a nationalistic country. It's we know that we can be successful nationally if we are successful internationally. So I hope that during your studies here at Tallinn University of Technology and in Estonia, you will have time to go and visit our beautiful country. Don't worry about the darkness, which will, since we're in north, don't worry about the darkness, which will now begin successfully. It will be quite fast dark, but the nature will be very beautiful during autumn. And of course, after Christmas, after New Year, it will become lighter and lighter very quickly. So about the university, Tallinn University of Technology is one of the 6 public universities in Estonia. Those who, as I mentioned, we provide higher education also in Estonian. I think we have a quite optimal internationalization degree. We have very roughly 50% of our students are international, what is a good balance. And yeah, we have 10,000 students, I mentioned about that. So, and this means that you, as our student body, you will have a good chance to get know each other. I would encourage you very much to also to communicate with all students, Estonian students from different countries, because here you get your social networks, what could also be very, very important in later in your life. And the university will provide you plenty of opportunities to live a very active student life. We have a student body, we have different student organizations. You will know these. You will know about those during today and tomorrow. So it means that I wish you a very successful new academic year. Or those of you who have you begin your studies. I would like to wish you a successful academic year and your studies, and also I would like to really wish you that you really can live here or have a active social life within the university and also in Estonia. And last but not least, I have to address COVID-19 situation. So this is up to us that we can keep our university open. So last academic year was extraordinary, and it was very difficult for all, for students, for staff, because we had to shut down, open, shut down, depending on if one got infected. But vaccination, as you know, is the only way which has been proven scientifically, which can minimize or reduce the COVID-19 infection, and also how infected individual feels, or how sick he or she gets. So those of you who have not been vaccinated, I encourage you to vaccinate. We had yesterday vaccination bus here in our parking lot. Next Tuesday, August 31st, there will be another chance, and even those of you who have been vaccinated, encourage your friends or whoever to go and vaccinate. So this is basically the only way the only mean we have to keep the university open. So the rectorate of the university, we are doing everything to keep during this new academic year the university open, because I know that you all want to come to the university, you want to talk to your fellow students and also live active social life within the university. So once again, welcome to the Tallinn University of Technology. We are very happy that you are here. We value each student from every country, with every culture, and yeah. So once again, thank you, and have a good new academic year. Thank you.
Many thanks to the rector for the wise words. The orientation days will be filled with, as I already mentioned, with presentations, with activities, games, and campus tours, and more. Here you can see the schedule of our first day of the orientation course. It will last for 2 days, so it will continue also tomorrow. And today we'll go through the general study regulations, academic policies. I'll tell you a little bit about Estonia. And you also hear about the options of exchange studies abroad. Later, you can also join the campus tours, where you can learn more about the university and make new friends. You can still register for the orientation for the campus tours. The deadline is 11 a.m., so that you still have time. That's just the purpose. We made it exactly for 11 a.m., so that right now you still have time. But however, I would suggest you to check the time of info sessions of your study programs first. Here's the website, TalTech.ee and orientation days. How many of you have already seen this website and been there? Okay, there are still some people who haven't. So I do encourage you to have a look. You will find there the time schedule of your study program's info sessions, and accordingly then you can also register for campus tours in next 50 more minutes we have it up. And those campus tours will start from the lobby. We'll divide it in different groups, and it will last for 40, 45 minutes, possibly max an hour, so that you know that you can make it to your info session as well. Some of you have it, the program info sessions tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, so we have those tours also coming on Friday. So if you cannot make it today, you can register for the one on Friday. All right, the session is also going online, so greetings to everyone who is watching us live. This orientation days will be recorded. All the presentations will be uploaded to the website, and you can also have access later and have a look at the recording. All right, next one. We'll be using the e-solution, as you are in Estonia, for asking questions today. After the presentations, you will have a chance to ask questions. So to make it easier, you can access www or just type sly.do and there enter code that you can see on the screen. And this is the way you can ask your questions to the presenters after the presentation is over. I'll give you just a few seconds to have a look in your smartphones and enter the code or take a picture of the code and use it later. We'll repeat this information later as well, so you don't have to worry for that. All right, when you came here in the very beginning and registered, you all got the welcome bag. So let's have a look what is inside. I am myself quite thrilled actually to see some of the things that could be useful already in the first days of your stay at TalTech. Well, first of all, I recommend you to have a look at the Student ABC. This is very useful booklet as such, where you'll find information about services at TalTech, about student life, different information for exchange studies, and practical information, which is also very important for degree and exchange studies. About the accommodation, about settling in. So overall, it is quite useful read, and in the end you also have some dictionary that you can learn a little bit of Estonian for going around today maybe. We'll go through it also tomorrow and try to learn a little bit of Estonian. Okay, what else is there? Public transportation for visitors, pretty good. You can also access the online version. It's transport.tallinn.ee if I'm not mistaken, or just type in Google Transport Tallinn and it will give you the plan of the public transport and a timetable as well. So that is another useful thing. Survival guide, I was told it should be there. Let me see. Survival guide. There you go. Made by Study in Estonia for international students in Estonia. Right. We'll talk a little bit later about Estonia overall. You will hear about the health system in Estonia yourself during these 2 days. Here you can read about also the international house, about counselings at the universities, and so on, as well as the campus map. It's also very useful, by the way, especially in the first days when all these buildings look very alike and similar, and the hallways on different floors and the doors are the same color sometimes. However, you will also have this little bit of guidance how to find correct rooms at the university. All right. Next, I would like to tell you about the Instagram competition that we will have in these 2 days to give out some prizes. Tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we'll have a picnic where you are, well, hopefully it will be sunny and we can have it. You are invited, and this is where we will announce the winners. For that, you need to make your Instagram account public. How many of you use Instagram? Yes, that's what I want to see. Very good. You need to make it the profile public, post a photo on your feed in these 2 days, today or tomorrow, and use the hashtag #IamHereTalTech, as well as tag TalTech University if you would like us to possibly reshare it in our channel. And on 26th of August, so it will be tomorrow, we will announce the winners that will be randomly chosen from the list. So we'll follow this hashtag #IamHereTalTech and see the tags TalTech University, which you can follow also on Instagram. Right. I do recommend you to also join the Facebook group for TalTech International students if you haven't done so yet. Quite important or useful information can be shared there. You can possibly find the flatmates there if you haven't done so yet, and yeah, see some events that happen around the university. Also, we have International Student Ambassadors program for the degree students. These are the international students at TalTech that help also new incoming students around the world, as well as have different other activities themselves. So this is a project under the International Marketing Office and Communication as well. So you can also have a look at that and apply until September 6th if you wish to become a student ambassador. All right. Also, at the Souvenir Shop, when you enter on the left side, you'll find the Souvenir Shop, where you can also get the wristband for the vaccinated, let's say, document that you might bring with you, if you wish. This is voluntary. However, yeah, if you would like to have such a wristband that says vaccinated in Estonian and vaccinated in English, you can show a document of vaccination from your own country, and if it's valid and approved by the desk, they'll give you a wristband as well. Okay, I think I've covered most of the information for the beginning, and now I would like to invite here Kadri Kadagas, who will tell us about the academic regulations for 2021.
Good morning, everyone. Nice weather today, isn't it? The whole summer we were waiting for some rain, and now we got it. Actually, it is typical Estonian weather, so get used to it. And on the other hand, now it's time for indoor activities, like listening to study regulations and start your studies in our university. As said, my name is Kadri Kadakas. I'm a student counselor of the School of Information Technologies, and I'm going to introduce you to the study regulations. It's something that nobody wants to listen to, but it's something that everyone has to know about. So please, be patient, pay attention. If you have questions, you can ask later or turn to dean's offices, but it's something that you just can't escape during your studies. First, as you have noticed, we have a large university. Maybe you have already have just walked around the campus. You will have orientation days and all kinds of sessions to get introduced. But basically, our university is divided to 4 schools and Estonia Maritime Academy. And everyone will belong to one of the schools. That means your program you are going to study belongs to one of the schools. There are a lot of study buildings, and this is abbreviations and codes. They are all numbered, they are all in the map. I just ask you to pay attention to the code of IT college. It's ICO. In some older maps or old documents, you still might find different codes. Just take care that you will go to the correct building. ICO is also the abbreviation of timetable, where you just can find the courses taking place if IT college is under question. And all the other buildings, I'm not going to count them, you can just find them on the slides and on your maps, which are provided in the student ABC. The room numbers are also very simple. The first part of it is the abbreviation of the building, and then as to the digits, first number shows floor, and the second one is a room number, so it's just to find your way quite quicker. As I told, we have 4 schools, and each of the school has study consultants. These bodies are called dean's offices, where the study consultants are, and these are your key persons to assist you throughout your studies. We advise you on studies, whatever questions you have. If you need student certificates, dean's offices will issue them. If you have questions about timetable, study load, whatever, questions of your academic life, please turn to the dean's offices, and there are people who will just assist you, give you advice, etc. And of course, if you are from third countries and you are still waiting for the residence permit, as soon as you receive your Estonian ID code, please inform your study consultant about it, because we need to add it to the study information system. And this is a list of study consultants. As I told, they are divided between the schools, so please go to the right school first, and then you will find your study consultants. The slides will be also available in the website, but of course you can take pictures, because in some schools the study consultants are divided between different programs. I just try to mark them with different colors. In case of information technology, we all 3 cover all English language study programs. And as I already told, that we have a lot of abbreviations. This is a list of program abbreviations. You all have the abbreviation of your program in your student code, which I will just talk about a little later. These are the abbreviations for bachelor courses. These programs are only those which are given in English. I don't just put them Estonian here. And as for masters, the list is quite long, so every one of you will belong to one of those programs. Study information system. It's basically a huge database which covers everything. Your data will be there. Your study progress information will be there. You can see your program, you can see your modules, you can see everything there. And of course, all the actions you need to take are also done in study information system. Abbreviation is IS. You need to register your subjects in IS. You have to pay for something. You will get invoice in IS. You want to apply for scholarships, for APL, for exchange studies. Again, you have to do it in IS. You will see the timetables in IS. And of course, academic calendar and all kind of information, again, in IS. So this will be the basic tool you will use throughout your studies. Student code, as I already mentioned, when you get matriculated, you will get student code. And it's a unique code given for every student. It has 2 parts. First is 6 digits. The first 2 numbers show the year of your admission, so you already know it's 21. Then there are 4 more digits, and the final part is a program abbreviation you have been matriculated to. And please remember your student code. Write it somewhere, save it somewhere. And if you just will address Dean's office, send mails to professors, pass any tests, homeworks, use your student code. I just gave an example. If it's David John or John David, if you come to Dean's office and say, "Hi, I'm John." "Hello, John. How can I help you?" "I even don't know who you are. Is it John your first name, middle name, last name? Maybe it's abbreviation from Jonathan." And it will be a lot of time and mess to locate you, because we have to see who you are in order to assist you. If you just put John, how the teachers can give you grades? There are 10 Johns, 1 is a failure. Do you want this one? Definitely not. So please remember your student code and use it wherever you address any employers or any professors, any student consultants. Use it together with your name. Then it's much quicker to give you the best advice. I think that most of you already matriculated and received your student code, and do you have already can you all access to study information system already? Have you tried it? Have you received the uni IDs? You have, good. When you first enter OIS, then you have to use the uni ID, which is now sent to you by email. If you have Estonian ID card or already valid TRP, then you can, of course, for login, you can use this option as well. But I assume that most of you have to use uni ID until that time. And if you first log in to OIS, then you just see that you will have a contract there. You have to agree with the contract. Otherwise, you just can't continue. It's a basic contract because all English language programs are for fee. Some of you can study free of charge, but anyhow, you have to agree with the contract. Otherwise, you just cannot continue doing your tasks in OIS. You please also check your personal data. And if there are changes, make the changes yourself. If you, for instance, receive Estonian phone number, input it to OIS yourself. If you have Estonian address already, input this in OIS. Because it might happen that we need to contact you quickly. And you have a phone number of your domestic country, which is not valid because you are here and then maybe nobody just wants to pay for your phone and just we can't locate you. So please be sure that you have the valid personal data in OIS. Academic calendar. It's made for each academic year. It covers both semesters, and you will see this important timeline in the academic calendar. Beginning of the semester, declaration deadline, holiday deadlines, which are very important, thesis defense deadline, examination deadlines, etc. This is the basic frame of your studies, and then you just need to know the most important dates. Now, timetables. They are divided by schools. If you go to the timetable section, it's quite a huge one. It's divided by schools, and then it's divided for bachelor's and master's, and you will see the abbreviations of your programs, and also a lot of different numbers there. Actually, it's built up very in simple way. The first digit shows the semester. Autumn semester is 1, spring semester is 2, etc. And the second number is a study year. Wrong. A second number is a study group. That means for masters, if you have many specialities, then the timetable is divided between the specialities. If there are no different specialities, but actually the group of new students is so big that it has to be divided into smaller parts, then there are also the numbers show the study group you are in. You can see your own study group in your OIS data. If you go to your personal data, you should be able to find your study group there. If you can't manage and don't know which group you're on, just turn to your dean's office and we will help you. Study plan. This is the first important document which you have to submit. The deadline is September 6th. And you have to submit study plan at the beginning of every semester. Even if you don't take any courses, you have to submit study plan anyhow. Then it's just, we call zero study plan, as you just don't mark any courses in it. But study plan is for showing to the university, yes, I'm going to study, and lists the courses you want to take. And of course, you will do it in the study information system. And as I told, deadline is September 6th. After that date, you can't do anything with your study plan any longer. Before that, submit it, want to make changes, retract it, make the changes, submit it again. The last, what you should do is submitting it. Don't leave it incomplete status. Just, you see it as a status. If the status is incomplete, you just need to press a submit key. In some cases, lecturers might decline your declaration. It might happen if you, for instance, want to take something very interesting to your free choice courses. It's quite perfect. But if the course you are selecting is already full, then the teacher has right to decline your declaration. If it's not course meant to you according to your program, then it might happen. Usually it does not happen, but it might happen. Or you just, made a wrong declaration, to a wrong teacher, on a wrong level, whatever might happen, then it might happen that your declaration is declined. In that case, you may have you may need to add another program just to cope with the requirements of credits you have to achieve. Then go to the dean's office and we will assist you. It is possible to add later courses, just the professor's agreement of the new course is necessary, and we can do it in dean's office. Just send email of the new course with the professor's agreement, and it will be added to a study plan. So if something like this happens, don't wait. Just turn to the dean's office, and as soon as you inform us about your problems, the better, then we can definitely assist you. You all study in one or another program, and the programs are built up in modules. There are general study, core study, special study, free choice course modules. And the modules themselves are divided between compulsory parts and optional parts. In case of compulsory courses, of course, you have to take them all. In case of electives or optional courses, it's up to you to decide which courses you select and pass to just fulfill the module. And to free choice, well, you can pick whatever you like. From another specialization, from another program, to physical education, it's up to you to decide. There are some free choice course examples, like studying languages, which are quite popular. These are given by the Center of Language and Communication, and some codes of Estonian language. The three credit courses are mostly for bachelor's, 6 credit courses are for master level. And of course, there are other languages provided, but most of them are for fee. That means if you just take the course to your study plan, and even if you study free of charge, you have to pay for studying languages because it's something extra. It does not belong to any program. It's given extra. If you want to take them, you are welcome to do it. And as to languages, the basic rule is go to the first class. Then subgroups are made, then you know who is the teacher, and then you, listen to all kind of information which concerns the same group. And of course, it covers all courses. Go to the first class, because all the course layout will be explained during the first session. If there are some division of subgroups, it's done during the first class. And if the course materials are given, some Moodle links, maybe some passcodes are given, it's all done in the first class. And of course, if you go to first class and then find out, no, I just don't need the course, I don't want it, then just don't declare it. You can go to the first class without even submitting it to your study plan yet. Another course which is given free of charge to students is physical education. There are 4 different subgroups which you can attend, and you need to declare either for autumn semester it's MK 3001, and for spring semester 3002. And information of sports center and how to take the classes, how to pass physical education, it's provided on the website. Now, study plan, as I already told you, it's something that you need to do in time in the study information system. While starting to declare the courses, if you take them from your timetable foreseen for your program, then all is fine. But sometimes you just might want to select the courses by names or just find another methods of choosing them. Then make sure that before declaration you pick the course with required amount of ECTS, because it might happen and courses more or less having the same name, but as they're given to different levels, it might be that they also give you different credits. So you might just have lack of credits in later phase if you just don't pay attention to this in time. Also make sure that subject code and professor's name is correct. And make sure that the course is given in English. Now, if you just, submit your study plan and then find out, oops, I just declare it in a wrong way and now it's totally in Estonian, then of course you have 2 options. First, acknowledge Estonian in light speed way and start listening to it in Estonian, or go to Dean's office and ask to make the change. So after the deadline, you cannot make any changes in your study plan yourself. You need to go to your study consultant, to your Dean's office. Study load. I think that all of you are admitted to full study load. Is anyone on partial study load? Probably not. A study load is calculated at the end of each academic year. To remaining on full study load, you have to do 45 credits per academic year. That means 22.5 per semester, but as it's calculated cumulatively, so it's added up all the time. If you do courses into your free choice module and exceeds the volume, then to the load calculation, only the volume foreseen in the program is taken. You may take more, they will all go to the diploma supplement, but they will not go to load calculation. If you do less than 45 credits, then you will drop to partial study load, which means your TRP will be cancelled. Students who study with tuition fee waiver scholarship, it will be cancelled. That means you will become fully payable student. So please, you are here, good students, admitted to the university. You have to just meet the requirements of your studies. During the first semester, it's mandatory to do minimum 15 credits. And these are the credits you have to do in the university. These are not transferred credits from another university studies. And please be sure that you at least meet this requirement. If you do less, you will be automatically dismissed after the first semester. It's a basic regulation which you just need to keep in mind. Students who can study free of charge, either if you have a European citizenship, as well as Estonian citizenship, or you have tuition fee waiver scholarship, then you need to study with nominal study load. That means you need to do 30 credits for each semester. As a tuition fee waiver is meant only for nominal study period, then, well, it makes sense. If you do less, and if you have more than 6 credits undone, you will get invoice for undone credits. It's calculated after every semester. So if you, for instance, first semester declare 24 credits, pass all of them, all is fine. No invoice for undone credits. Then after the second semester, you should have 60 credits as nominal. 6 may be undone. That means if you do 54, all is fine, no invoice. For undone credits, if you have less, you will get the invoice. So if you do 24 now, you definitely need to do 30 next semester, because again, it's always counted together. If you do more than 30, perfect. You can always do more, but if you do less, then you know that you may get charged for the undone credits if the requirement is not fulfilled. And as to the study load, as already mentioned, then into the load will only go the courses which are foreseen in your program. Again, in free choice module only, the amount foreseen in the program is taken into account. In the same part as covering the cost of tuition, make sure that you do courses which are foreseen in your program. And I already mentioned that if you, for instance, do less and then drop to partial study load, then first you will get invoice and you will become a fully payable student. So a lot of payments. Just be sure that you try to avoid them. Now you have already declared the courses. You are very eager to study. You will listen to the courses. And at the end of the sessions, you will get examination session. That means examination session again after each semester in autumn and in spring. And classroom studies already end in mid of December. And the exams should be done by mid of January. So there is 1 month's time to finish your courses and get grades and credits for your results. Autumn semester will end in January 22, and then again, new semester will start again with the obligation to submit study plan and select courses to the study plan and start the spring semester. Registration for exams takes place mostly in study information system, in EIS. Sometimes instructor might tell you different guidance and of course apply to this one, but mostly the times will be provided in EIS. You just need to select proper time where you just want to take your exam. The declarations or the study plans, the courses declared, they are valid for 1 semester. If you cannot pass the course, you have to declare it again. But if you just fail the first exam, you have the right to make another trial. That means you can do 1 exam 2 times during 1 semester. But of course, if you just go first time to the very last date provided, then there will be no other options. So if you think that you might need two shots for this, take the first time available, and then you have right to take another time if just the first exam is failed. And throughout your studies, you can declare your courses into study plan 2 times. If you just need to do it the 3rd time, then you already have to pay for it. Assessment. You all want to get very good grades, right? During the first lessons, as I explained, you need to go there, then also the grading system will be explained. If you think that you are very bright, that it's enough if you go to the final exam and don't appear to any lecturers, in the meantime, it might happen that, oops, you have just missed all deadlines. That there were deadlines for submitting course papers, there were deadlines for submitting tests, like the subgrading system already started, you have nothing there, of course you will fail the exam, even if you think that you are the brightest person in the world. So pay attention that you also need to study throughout the semester. It's explained by the teacher, what are the mid-terms, mid-deadlines which you have to follow, to just give in your papers, tests, whatever it's meant to do during your course. And assessments, they can be graded or non-graded. If it's exam, then it's graded. You will then get grade for it. If it's just assessment, then you receive either A for successful passing the assessment, or M if it's not passed. This is the ranking. As to graded assessment, grades from 1 to 5, they are positive grades, and you will receive your credits for the course. If it's 0, unfortunately it's failure, and you have to do the course again. Non-graded assessment is simple. A is you have passed it, M means you have failed it. If you don't go to the exam at all, then you receive MI, like didn't appear to the exam. It's again like sort of failure. You don't just receive any credits for the course if you have also MI. There is an option in the university which is called recognition of prior learning. If you want to transfer any courses from your previous studies, then you need to fill April form in OIS. The procedure is for fee. You have to pay 15 euro for the transfer procedure, plus you have to pay for the credits you want to transfer. There are different price lists for different options, like continuing education or courses. They have different fees, but all is explained in the website of April. It's also given here. So just, if you start filling the application, be sure that you just upload also all the necessary documents and fill it properly. Then it will be first processed in Dean's offices, later it will be assessed by your program manager, and then after paying the fee, you will get the courses to your performances. It is possible, just check the information before start doing it, and you are welcome to fulfill the forms. Now, you seem very tired already. A lot of information. Do you find it complicated? Yes, of course you do. It's even complicated for us, so not mentioned to you. Luckily, there is a student portal. It's a tool built up especially for students. You can log in with your uni ID, and it's a tool to make your life easier in our university. There is a checklist for new students. That means you can find out very easily what steps you need to do. You see your student code there, the same student code I asked you to remember. If you can't count on your memory, then you can use this option to find your student code. If you are thinking that, okay, now you selected your courses to the timetable, but how to see what is my timetable? Voila. In Student Portal, you will see your own timetable containing the courses you have input into your study plan. It also has calendar view, so you can already see where and when to run. Of course, location of study rooms. If you don't know where the room is situated, click on it. A map opens, and you already know what direction to take to run to the classroom. And all kind of useful information as declared subjects all kind of contact information of lecturers. If you need to find it, you can also do it in the student portal. Moodle course links will be there. Emails will arrive there. I mean the university emails. You can see your grades, you can see your average grade, contact information. If you take something from library, you will see the information there. So I hope this will help you to cope with the information as you see it in one place. Additional information, there is also student help desk. Information is also provided in your student ABC. You can get advice on general issues in this student help desk. Link to academic policies. I suggest you read it. It's a basic legislation document we all have to apply to. And if you just need some fun, then there is Fun Online Dictionary. So this is all from my side. Now it's a time for questions, answers.
Thank you very much. Now we have time for questions. As mentioned before, I think there should be one more slide with Slido. Yeah, there you go. You can access Slido and ask your questions. We already have one question regarding course registration. Some courses have different groups at different time. How to select specific group and preferred timing in OIS?
If you mean the groups which in the timetable, then I told that you find your group number under your data. If you don't find it, then ask the dean's office. If the subgroups are not made yet, then of course we will make them in a few days, because some matriculations are still coming. New students who have not been matriculated yet will just give you the study group by hand. If you see, for instance, some practical placements are also divided to subgroups, like ABC, then this information and division will be made during the first classes. But stick to the timetable and your own study group, then you should not have any overlapping of your courses.
Oh, now I see lots of questions coming. So, are the semester preset study plans enough to complete the degree?
Sorry?
Preset study plans enough to complete the degree? Depends what you mean by preset study plan.
I can't understand the question. What is the
preset study plan? Depends, yeah. What?
Oh, you mean that the study plan is generated by the system, probably? It is possible that you use this option and ask the system to create you the study plan. Then it's like put to your declaration, but then you can, of course, throw out the courses you don't want to take. Because in case on optionals, as I told, it's a variety of courses. You may pick only one. You don't need to pick all of them available. And it's your choice. You can just, make the study plan according to your own wish after making this, after using this tool of building up your study plan by the system. I think it's probably this one.
Thank you. How many extra credits can we take per semester?
As much as you can, of course.
As much as you can. Do I still have to pay if I want recognition for my prior learning from TalTech?
You have to pay the €15, but not for the courses. So €15 is to be paid by everyone who is submitting the application. It's like the processing price. But as to the credits, if you have done the credits in TalTech, then there will be no extra charges.
Yeah. Could you please talk about Moodle? We will have a Moodle discussion later, as will be tomorrow. Yeah. So please join it, the presentations as well, and tomorrow we'll talk about Moodle in details. How can we enter OIS? I think this was already covered. Then how can we get the password for that? Is it same as UniID?
You will get UniID by email. It's generated after your matriculation, and you should receive invoice with your uni ID. You can use it for logging to study information system. Just pick up the uni ID login. If you pick up, like, there is a small box where you can just select what kind of option for logging you use. You just make sure that it's uni ID if you use uni ID.
And if you haven't received the uni ID, it's because probably you're not matriculated yet. Therefore, you need to contact study@taltech.ee and see why you don't have this uni ID and how can you receive it, and when can you receive it. Are classes online or physical?
It depends. We try to make them as much as possible physical, as well. The corona should be now, like, in the phase that it should be possible, but it's also, introduced during the first classes. Maybe it's fully online. It's up to the teachers to just make the method.
Mm-hmm. What if the obligatory course is taught only in Estonian, for example?
It's not possible. If you study in program fully in English, also the obligatory courses are in English. If you just select your course by name, then it might happen that you just by accident select a course given to Estonians. Then you just need to take the course meant for your study group, and then it will be in English. Don't worry, you do not have to take classes in Estonian.
If I fail a test, is there an option to redo it, or do I have to take the whole course again?
If you fail the course, then, as I told, in case of exam, you can do the exam one more time. If you fail the whole course, then you have to declare it again to a study plan. And then it's up to the teacher. Maybe you can just discuss with the teacher and then go only for the exam. It's up to the teacher. But basically, yes, you have to redo the course again.
We have some more questions. We have also some repeating questions. Therefore, I'll have to select. Breakdown must be done in ECTS, and what would add and not add to consideration for ECTS as credit course?
All the courses you pass will give you credits. They are all counted to the total. As to the load, as I explained, if the load is under consideration, then free choice module gives you only those credits to the load that's foreseen in the program. If you have free choice module of 6 credits, only 6 credits will go to the load, but all the other courses done in free choice, they will go to the total. To the total calculations, they will load. As soon as load is calculated, then you see it in different rows in your view, and then see that some courses might not go to the load calculation.
Question about the exams. When do they start? Final exams, say in autumn 2021.
They usually start in January, but again, it depends on the course lecturer. Usually during the first classes, they will also give you the information when is the timeline for exams. Sometimes it's also possible to do the exams in December. It's up to the course manager. It's not, there is not a basic rule that they have to start now. There is only a rule when they all have to be done.
And how to submit the timetable? There's a question about the button. If there isn't a submit button, that...
if you, as I explained, you can just, go to the student portal. If you select courses to your study plan, they already go to your timetable of your own, and you see it in student portal. This is only the courses which you have selected, and you can also see it in calendar view, knowing exactly where and when to go.
Are the same lectures repeated over a week, or is the timetable showing multiple lectures for the same course?
They should, there might be multiple lecturers, but if you go to the first class and find out to whom to declare, to whom to make the declaration, usually first name or the lecturer name is the one whom you declare, and who will then give the assessment.
Okay. Will the OIS system warn you if you have too little studies?
I don't think I think it's still your obligation to find out that you do the sufficient requirement and the course is meant to do.
And what's the maximum selection of a number of subjects that one can take?
Well, there have been students who have just tried to achieve 100 credits per semester. I usually tell them that, I'm sorry, I think it's too much, and go and delete at least some of the courses. But if you are capable, why not? There are no upper limits.
If a second semester is in Tartu, as it's probably a joint program, how do I declare a study plan for second semester?
In Tartu. Then you already get guidance. You will get access to Is of Tartu, and you will declare all the courses in Tartu. The results will be transferred to your performances in TalTech automatically by the Office of Academic Affairs.
Can I choose different course if the one in my group's timetable is in Estonian?
How can a course be in Estonian? You need to select the one which is in English. This situation can't happen if you just by mistake, if you by mistake pick a course which is in Estonian, then of course come to Dean's office and we will guide you how to change it. You just need to find the correct one which is in English, get agreement from the teacher, and we will change the course in your study plan. You don't need to study in Estonian yet.
And the question about, well, there was a question already about the exams and about the holidays, and how are the semesters, how the semester holidays are breaking?
There are no holidays in the semester, only the Christmas holidays are marked in the academic calendar. So what do you mean by the holidays in the semester? If they are holiday days, like the red days in the basic calendar, then of course it's a free day. But there are no holidays between the semesters or in the middle of semester.
And we can take a last question. Is it possible to take courses in other universities, let's say in Eesti Kunstiakadeemia, for example, in Tallinn?
Yes, it is. You just need to apply for visiting studentship. You can again do it in Is. There are specific regulations for this, but yes, it's quite possible.
Okay, one more question. Could we extend our study duration for another semester in order to complete the master's thesis? And are we allowed to extend the stay in Estonia in this case?
As long as you remain on full study load, yes, it is possible to, well, remain in Estonia, and then the residence permit can be also prolonged by the police if you remain on full study load. But in case you have tuition fee waiver scholarship, if you prolong your studies, then the last semester you have to pay for your studies, because the tuition fee waiver scholarship is only for nominal study period. If you have European origin, and you study free of charge, then yes, you can study until you're on a full study load. You can continue free of charge studies, but again, then be sure that you don't miss the requirements of undone credits, because if you don't do your thesis and also miss some course, that means your study modules will not be fulfilled before the end of your nominal time, then you will get charged for undone credits.
There was a quite interesting question about changing specialization, as in some programs there are different specializations and you choose one possibly. Is it possible to change it afterwards?
Yes, of course, just make a new application.
All right, very good. Thank you very much. We'll wrap it up here and continue with other presentations. Thank you for your presentation and questions.
And thank you, and enjoy your studies. You are really welcome here, and I hope you will have nice study years ahead. And if you have problems, you know where to find us. We are here to help you. Thank you.
Thank you. I could possibly take some questions that were asked here that were regarding other topics about, for example, IC card. Where can you take it? It's possible to make it in the student union, and if you join the campus tour today, you will hear about student union, and they'll show you where it is located. It's actually just quite several steps away from here, quite close, where yeah, you can do the IC card for free. Or actually, there might be a fee. This is, I'm not sure. You need to check with the student union. There was a question about the bus or transportation card. Several questions about the transportation card. As you know, the transportation in Tallinn is free of charge. So you've probably heard about it before. However, your card needs to be attached to your ID card. And for that, when you already receive a residence permit here, then you can, with your residence card, with a personal code, attach the bus card to your residence, and in this case, already have free transportation. This is done online on a special website where you can attach it. You need to be registered for this in Tallinn, which makes sense, right? So you are registered as a citizen, let's say, of Tallinn, as a resident of Tallinn, and then you have a right to travel for free with that card. The card can be obtained in, for example, R-kiosk, which is a shop. We also have one on the campus. Yeah, with that card, every card has its own number, and then once you have your also ID card number, you can connect it, and then you can use it for free. Otherwise, on the website, it's also possible to top it, the money, if you don't yet have the right to travel around for free. With that card, you can top it up as well. All right, covered the bus. And all right, well, we'll go on now with the presentations. A little bit about Estonia, I would like to tell you, and what you should know about this country. Right, so probably before coming here, you had a little research about where you were going. Possibly that was, so for some of you it was quite far, for some of you it was just across the border. Just to tell you about the countryside, well, you know, we are bordering here with Latvia, Finland in the north, and Russia in the east. And there are quite many islands in Estonia that Estonia is proud of, while some other neighbors might have none. So there are over 2,000 islands and islets as such that I do recommend you to visit some of them, maybe not 2,000 of them, but however, I do recommend you to visit at least the largest ones that you can see on the left over here, Saaremaa and Hiiumaa, as well as some smaller ones that are also in reach from the mainland, and see the different culture there. It's sometimes very, very different compared to the mainland. The nature can be also a little bit different. Especially you can see it in winter. There's an island where when it's cold enough, decently cold in winter, and it goes down to minus 20, 25, sometimes 30, then the road freezes. So you can travel by car to another island on a frozen road. That goes to, for example, an island called Kihnu in the little bit southern. This frozen road is, though, not open every year. However, if you're lucky, maybe in these 2 years or 3 years you're here, you might experience this as well. And right, some other cities. Tartu is the second largest city. It's a 2.5 hours drive. By car it would be 2 hours, and by bus it takes about 2.5 hours. Pärnu is in the southwest, and Narva is in the northeast, or rather to the east side. Now, these are the largest cities in Estonia, and also good to visit as well. And as was mentioned already in the rector's speech, the population of Estonia is 1.3 million. The official language is Estonian. However, you will be able to go along with other languages as well if you speak those, especially Russian, English, Finnish, in different places of Estonia. And yeah, most of the people, as I mentioned, are non-religious, so it's probably not when making friends, not the best topic to talk about. But overall, people are quite welcoming. However, yeah, it sometimes takes time to make friends. On the picture over here on the left, you see the Song Festival. This is a picture from 2014. I personally visited one in 2018. Also before was a small one, and it is definitely a thing to see. There will be next one should be in 2022, I believe, right? I don't know, you don't remember? It was 2022, I think. And this is when people gather in this song festival ground, and some say that in those days, and when there's dancing and singing festival, whole Estonia is in one place. However, it's just 153,000 people, as you can see on this picture. However, yeah, it is one of the main events and the favorite events of Estonians, and do recommend to visit this as well. All right, let's see some tongue twisters about. We'll have a little lesson as well, as I mentioned already, tomorrow. But how about we repeat it together? What is written on over here under the tongue twister? Anna, õlu, üle, õla. All right, now let's try it faster. Anna, õlu, üle, õla. Anna, õle, üle, õla. All right, yes, good job. All right, next one though. Next one comes põder, põõnas. So that one is yeah, põõnas. Põõsas. All right, let's try it faster. Põder, põõnas, põõsas. All right, once again. Põder, põõnas, põõsas. All right, not bad. Good job. All right, we'll have some more advanced sentences tomorrow coming. All right, a little bit about culture and activities. Sauna, definitely something to try while you're in Estonia. However, I would recommend to start with a lower temperature and then, add up the steam, leil, and use these branches that you can see on the picture as well, which is considered to be healthy, but a little painful. Winter swimming. Last year we had a decent winter. The year before wasn't that much snow. Last year I compared the one, let's say, it was as good as, let's say, 2012, I remember 2011. So there's like once in a while there's a very, very snowy winter, and last year was like that, or this winter. However, we'll see how it is this time. Usually there are these kind of swimming pools organized in different places where you can jump and swim in minus 25. Yeah, you won't freeze. Believe me, it's doable. But, well, it's up to your responsibility, how you feel after that. However, it's something to try, definitely. Geeking, geek, it means swing. It's, let's say, a sport invented in Estonia and quite widely promoted. If you go to different places, especially in the countrysides, you'll see lots of swings just hanging there. You're like, wow, why there's a gigantic swing? What is it used for? It's you put kids on this gigantic swing, but it's actually used by professionals, let's say swing takers, and then then you need to gain increasingly more speed and swing around, let's say, which is kind of, I have never done it because I'm afraid of this kind of heights, but it's fun for many people. Oh, another thing, probably it's wise not to say bread about white bread when you're talking to Estonians, because when bread as such, or leib, means black bread. So we mean it leib or bread, we mean it black bread. While white bread is called sai, and there's a difference, right? So the black bread is rather, let's say, for salty food, and sai as a white bread goes with possibly with a sweet food as well, or with a jam. Let's say that you don't eat leib bread, black bread with a jam. You eat white bread with a jam. So there's a little bit of difference. And dark bread is usually a dark rye bread. So when you say bread, or when we say bread, we mean a black bread or dark bread. Yeah, as for the sai, is or sayakese, as you might hear, is the white kind of pastries with sweet stuff inside, which you can also buy in the cafeteria. Kali is a national drink from fermented bread. The non-alcoholic versions are available. It's it's similar to some people might from the neighboring countries might have heard about it, like kvass. They might hear, you know, it's kind of common in the neighboring countries as well. But we produce the alcoholic one as well. So also the potatoes. Yes, it goes with everything, absolutely everything. In the morning, lunch, and dinner, we have potatoes. It goes with meat, with different sauces. You go to lunch menus, there will be potatoes. You go to restaurants, they will offer you potatoes. Potatoes are everywhere. It's part of Christmas dish. It's part of any kind of celebrations, and you'll have a lot of it here. All right, some other facts and tips to survive in Estonia? Definitely take your shoes off when you enter somebody's house. It is considered rude if you don't, even if it's not raining outside and your shoes are clean, it's still better to take them off. Right, and you will also meet sometimes some untranslated sections in the city, in the country, so it's probably good to learn a few words which you need, it's useful, especially if you go around in the countryside. As I mentioned, it does get cold, last year we didn't have -30, it was like -29, but it might get to that. But it doesn't mean that it lasts for months. So the -30 might be a few days or 2 weeks or a few months. But you get used to it. You get used to it. The most important thing is to have a good coat, hat, boots, but it's not necessary to really buy gigantic stuff and think that it will be even it will be hot when you go inside the indoors because in most of the places will be the university or some other places you'll visit. It is quite warm inside, so in this case you'll be taking off your jacket anyways. But outside it's rather freezing than cold as such. So if you are covered with a good jacket, gloves, and hat and boots, then you'll be good. All right, drive on the right-hand side. This even appeals, I would say, or applies to the walking on the pedestrian, on the sidewalks, right? So if you don't walk on the left side, sometimes, if you don't walk on the right side, sometimes a person coming from the left might not change the sides and you might clash. So you just move yourself to the right side. This is about the roads, even though, also the right-hand side, the driving is the rule here. And the seat belt. In many countries, it's not required to have seat belt on the back side, on the back seats, but it is required in Estonia. So you need to have seat belt on even when you sit on the back seat. No tolerance for drinking when driving, that's for sure. Also, while you're on the bicycle, we'll have some presentation tomorrow from police board and guard, and they will mention this as well, that don't drink and cycle because or use use other means of transport which you yourself ride or drive. Because there's no tolerance regarding this, and it is very important to know. If you're on a budget, feel free to visit some shops like Humana, which is second-hand shop, Sõbrale. This is where also like second-hand stuff is sold, and another one over here, Uuskasutuskeskus, which also sells used stuff as well. All right, thank you for attention. If you have any questions about living in Estonia, please fire on. I'll have, all right, here we go. Have a few minutes for that. And after that, we will move to the quiz. It's another fun part. All right, let me update the... I don't have questions, so I'm happy to be here. Good to know. And by the way, under your seats, those who left, they won't probably see it, but under your seats, there is a paper attached. Ooh, what does it say? Now everybody's looking. There should be a wisdom coming from the international admissions. You got one too? No? Got a question if I like a beer. Yes. Yes, you can try different types of beer made in Estonia. And as I mentioned also, Kali, it also has alcoholic and non-alcoholic versions. Okay, well, if there are no questions, well, you can always approach me later and ask whatever you need. Now I would like to give floor to our student, Alexandra, who will, or it will be Tasmin. Tasmin, okay, it will be Tasmin. And Alexandra together to hold Kahoot quiz, please.
Hello everyone, I'm Tasnim Haq, a third-year student of Integrated Engineering, and we are going to play a short game right now.
So, my name is Alexandra, I think you already know it, and here is Kahoot. I hope some of you know it. If not, then write Kahoot and enter the pin. Yes. Enter the pin. The pin should be turn back. So now you can enter the pin and write a nickname as well. I will not be able to read. Yes, ma'am. Okay, when we have 210, 20, we ask if they are done. I think.
We will give a few more seconds for it, and please sign up. And if you still don't know how, go to kahoot.it and enter the game pin and your nickname. I think that's...
Yeah, like maybe like 1 more minute, I think, until it's like 12. And if you don't know the answer, just choose a random one. One left.
I think I will go for the...
Yeah, like 15 seconds we have. I think there are like 200 people.
Yeah.
Because we have like 250 shares. Maybe we can make the music like a little bit
Louder.
H2.
Come on.
Yeah, okay, are you in? Who is still registering? Okay, a few more people.
How did it decrease?
I don't know. Okay, we can. Yeah, we have 10 seconds more, and that's all.
Wait, we're starting the game right now.
How many schools and departments does TalTech have? 3, 5, 7, 4. You can make a video. Okay, that's good. The year of creating TalTech libraries database on a computer.
Where did you find the question?
I took like tricky ones. Yeah.
Okay.
14 is a percent of international students, foreign professors, students who graduate with honors, master students. Oh, yeah. Tallinn University of Technology was established in 1899, 1998, 1937, 1918.
Come on, everybody should know it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, not bad. At least some of you know. Oh, here you need to put the word. It's like a giant incubator into study studios and demo rooms in which the students come up with the craziest ideas. IT college, museum, factory, or educational technology center. You can see this place on our Instagram, or so, maybe. It's kind of bright. Yeah, very good. TalTech is an international project, a network of technical universities, a bachelor's program, a student organization. Yeah. How many student organizations do we have? 8, 12, 10, 17. Yeah. TalTech students, something, provide support and guidance to everyone who wishes to learn more about TalTech. Put the words here as well. Buddies, ESN members, ambassadors, supervisors. Yeah. What is the newest building at TalTech? Ehituse Maimaya Factory, business building and sports building. No. Two more questions. How many social media channels does TalTech have? 2, 5, 3, 7. Yeah. You still have a chance to win. One more question. Who is the chubby funny dude standing next to the TalTech's main entrance? Rector Tiit Land, Estonian hero Kelly Poik, ex-rector Jak Aivikso, or long-time student Julius Tipikas? For my pronunciation. 4, 3, 2. Who will announce the winners?
I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, we have our winners. All right. What is the name? The first place goes to Joel. Can we have, yes.
Come here.
Come here. Second place goes to Turan.
Also come here.
And third place goes to F. Who is F? Great. A round of applause for our winners again. Okay, this is for you. And you are. This is for you. And F.
Thank you.
Congratulations, guys, once again. Next, we are going to have Kerli Ruusima for exchange studies and internship abroad information. So I'll give the stage to her.
Okay, Kerli, please.
I'm already here. Hi, everyone. Greetings. I'm gonna make it brief because I know you have been sitting here for a long time. Probably you want to already go walk around, stretch your legs. But firstly, all of you now who are our students, you have the possibility to go for an exchange as studies or for an internship. And for studies, we have different opportunities for you. The most important, or not the important, but the most popular one that our students use is Erasmus Plus program. You probably might have heard of it before. There's also Erasmus Worldwide, which is a project-based program, and there's NorTech, as you saw a question already here as well. You can use NorTech program as for your exchange as well. All those three options have a scholarship, so if you apply for Erasmus, then you don't have to do anything extra. You will receive the scholarship automatically already. There's also bilateral agreements which are mostly outside of EU, which means that you can go for your studies to the USA, Japan, Singapore, and so on. The only catch is that you don't get the scholarship. So if you're a master's student, you still have the possibility to apply for different fundings, but if you're a bachelor one, it's a bit more trickier. So the total period you can be abroad is from 3 to 12 months. You can go, for example, one semester be in one university, and another semester you can go to another one. You just have to apply to different ones in different application rounds. Or you can go to one university for a full year, it's up to you. The minimum ECTs you would have to do in the host university is 15. We encourage you to do more. 15 is half what you have to do here. So, but that's the absolute minimum. If you don't bring back 15 ECTs from your exchange, you might have to pay additional, not taxes, but money to the university, because the semester doesn't count as an exchange semester if you bring less than 15. So 15 is an important number you have to remember if you go abroad for a semester. If you go for a full year, then it has to be 30 ECTs for the full year. So, if you are a bachelor student right now, freshman, then right now you don't have a chance to apply yet. Your first option will be in February when we have our main application round for the next academic year, which is 21-22 if I'm not mistaken. However, if you're a first-year master student, then your chance is now to apply for spring semester if you wish. The application round starts from Monday and lasts for until 20th of September. So then you just need to apply through OIS system, and we can consider your application and maybe send you somewhere for spring semester. Before I show you the other requirements, I'll briefly talk about the internship possibilities as well. You can apply for an Erasmus internship, which will be done within the EU all year round. You don't have to wait until you have passed one semester here. You can pretty much apply right away. The period is a bit different. The minimum is 2 months, and the maximum you can be abroad is half a year. And the internship has to be connected with your studies, and you have to receive ECTs for it afterwards. Most of you have an internship course in your curriculum, so you can use that to receive those credits afterwards. And as well, you will get a scholarship for applying if you have fulfilled all the documents correctly. Now, about the requirements, I already mentioned the first one. So bachelor students just have to wait a little bit and then they can apply, but master students can already apply right now. You do have to add a language certificate to your OIS application. You most likely have something already with you, but if you don't, you can get a document from the Dean's office which states that you're studying here in English, and that would be sufficient for the OIS application as well. But it might not be enough for the host university, so if you are picking a host university where to go, then make sure to check what are their language requirements. Some of them might need an international certificate, like TOEFL, IELTS, so you have to be prepared for that. And of course, you can apply when you have paid all the necessary tuition fees to TalTech if you are a tuition fee paying student. There are a couple of more requirements by the schools. So our Estonian Maritime Academy, School of Business and Governance, and School of Information Technology also have an average GPA requirement, which has to be at least 3. And for IT students, if you need to talk to your program director prior of applying to see if they are okay with you already going abroad. Okay. And more information about the application round, your possibilities and everything you can get from me. You can email me or you can come to the Mobility Center to the office. The office is located in the 2nd building. You will probably have a campus tour at some point as well, but if you go that way and to the first staircase up to the 2nd floor, that's where we are located. And feel free to come by. Maybe not during this week, but next week I'll be there for sure. And also these 2 links are very important. You can find all the partner universities, which we have. We have a lot on our website at the Study Abroad. And if you're more interested about internships, so you can use the Internship Abroad link to see more information about the scholarship and maybe even some of the offers. We have a couple of them posted on the website, but if you do want to do your internship, you have to find a placement by yourself. But I think it should be doable. Was that brief? Yeah? Yeah. Okay, but maybe you have any questions? Or maybe you have Slido questions? We will have info sessions coming up as well, so if you are interested, that will be posted also on our website. If you go to taltech.en study abroad, all that information will be there if you don't have any questions right now. Then we will go more in deep. I don't usually do that short of info sessions. It's going to be like 45 minutes, so yeah. Well, thank you then. I did forget one thing. You have this flyer in your bag as well. You probably have seen it. It's very pink, hard to miss. So all the contacts, the website, and all the information is there as well. So you can find my contacts, website, everything here. So keep an eye on that.
I have a question about if there's a list of companies or platform we can see companies to apply for internships.
So we have posted some of the offers on our website which have been sent directly to us. There's not a lot of them. However, we have found some of the websites where usually companies post like Erasmus internship offers. So those are all on our website and you can check them out there, and it might make it easier for you to find a placement. Other than that, you're welcome for info sessions and to write me. So I'll see you later. Thank you.
Thanks, Carly. As it was mentioned, yeah, the mobility center is just on the left from here and for the second floor up the stairs. There were some questions earlier that gathered here. It was one was about the parking in front of the university. If it's free, yes, it is. There was a question about jobs. Yeah, is it possible to get a job in Tallinn if you only speak English? Then we will have career counseling presentation tomorrow. So I would recommend you to attend that presentation. There are different channels or online there are websites where you can find different types of offers that are only for English speakers as well. One of them is workinestonia.com, I believe it's com. Yeah, and there you will find all kind of offers that require only English. So have a look at that. But we also have we have career counseling here where you can enter and talk about jobs there as well. Oh, they will mention tomorrow how to create your CV, how to approach different companies here in Estonia. So it's quite useful for those who would like to have part-time job here in Estonia. What are the preferred daily kitchen and general needs shopping places around TalTech? Well, there are different cafes on the campus. The one closest is right now. It's over here on the left. That's a canteen, and then there are different bigger shops around supermarkets as such. One is Coop. If you follow the Academia there, you will find it as well. How to get the student code is just going a little bit back to the first presentation. You can find it in Student Portal and in UIS as well. All right, I think we covered most of the questions that were up there. And yeah, Slido. And now I wanted to tell you a few words about schedule for tomorrow that we mentioned several times today. Now, for those who come from non-EU countries, it's recommended to come at 9:30 tomorrow. We'll have a 1-hour presentation by Police and Bodyguard Board. And after that, we'll have other students joining as well. The exchange students will join, so this room will be even more filled. We have more seats up and down there. And we'll also hear about the Moodle system, that question that came today. This will be discussed in details, as well as the Estonian healthcare system, counseling, as I mentioned, and other services that are provided at the university, especially library, sports center. You'll hear more about this. And we'll have picnic, hopefully, if the weather is good. Well, I mean, we'll have a tent also, so even if it rains, so there will be a tent covering the food and snacks that we'll provide tomorrow from 2 to 4. So do not miss that. And as for today, we will have campus tours after this, starting at 1 o'clock right now. Well, yes, so it's in an hour. So if you registered for those tours, please join them. They will start from the lobby. Yeah, you're welcome to ask questions to students. And yeah, if you have any questions right now, you can ask them in Slido. If not, I will give a word to Tasneem, who will tell you about split friending. There's a question about how to find public toilets in Tallinn. Good question, right? Yeah. Well, they are usually all kind of big malls have public toilets, and there are few in the city center. There are larger malls around here. There we have Mustika Keskus here, we have Mustamäe Keskus, we have, what else? Yeah, there's 2 large ones. Then in the city center, there's Viru Keskus, and there is Solaris, there is Stockmann. There are many different ones where actually there are also bathrooms, public bathrooms as well. so you can visit them in case. Yeah. Try logging in. So if you have any problems with OIS, just please contact study@taltech.ee, and they will try to help you. All right, now I will give a floor to Tasneem. She will tell us about speed friending. What is this about? Please.
Hello everyone again. Are we bored? Not really? A little bit, yeah. So I would kindly ask you to stand up and walk around. And the game is about speed friending. You have to speak about different topics, and you will have 1 minute and 30 seconds, and you have to choose a random partner. You cannot be without any partner, you must have a partner. And with my clap, you should start talking to the partner about the topic I'm going to mention. And with my other clap, you have to immediately change your partner and keep talking about the next topic. So, buckle up. Oh, yes. All right, so I'm about to give my first clap, and you have to talk about the topic, about your country, basically. So with my clap, you should find a partner and talk about your origin for 1.5 minutes. For those who couldn't listen, the topic is your origin, where you're from, or, yeah. All right, it's time to switch your partners, and you should talk about the most amazing experience of your life.